Spodemgotem went viral with his track Beatbox a couple years ago and looked like he was the next big thing coming out of Jacksonville. But instead of taking the momentum and running with it, he stayed in the trenches and killed his own career. From getting shot outside the studio to running from the cops on a jet ski, this is the wild story of his downfall. Spodemgotem came up in Jacksonville and started rapping at just 9 years old. His uncles would hang out and freestyle together, and Spodem learned how to rap from them. By the time he was 14, Spodem was already dropping his own freestyles online. Making money off of rap ain't easy though, so Spodem hopped off the porch early and got neck deep in the trenches. When he was 15, Spodem and his homies tried to steal a car, but ended up getting booked after another dude left them hanging. Their whip broke down and they split up to find another one to steal. One of his homies found a truck with the keys inside, but instead of picking Spodem and the other dude up, he just drove off and left them there. Someone in the area heard what was going down and called the cops. And when they pulled up on the scene, they found Spodem and his homie walking down the street with guns. Getting arrested because your homie left you on the street is tough, but Spodem ended up scoring a big win that year too. He didn't have any official songs released yet, but his freestyles were picking up some buzz online. And a few months after he caught a Grand Theft Auto and gun charge, he linked up with Say Cheese TV to promote his tracks. Spodem started dropping music in 2018 and got some momentum off of tracks like Street Gossip and My Problems. In 2019, he kept it going and dropped his first tape. Spodem was running up decent numbers, but he wasn't there yet. He kept grinding in the studio trying to make hits, and in 2020, everything changed. In April 2020, he released Beatbox and became the hottest new rapper in Florida almost immediately. It popped off and was racking up millions of streams. Then it went super viral after a TikToker named June Elite used the track for the Junebug Challenge. Beatbox put Spodem on the map for a mainstream audience, and he blew up even more when he started dropping remixes. Huge artists like Pooh Shiesty, Polo G, NLE Choppa, and The Baby all hop on Beatbox remixes, and Spodem ended up putting out 9 different versions of the same track. What's wild is that every time he came out with a new one, it still ran up crazy numbers. Fans couldn't get enough of the track, so Spodem just kept linking up with different rappers and releasing new remixes. Having hundreds of millions of streams and a ton of new industry connections should have kept Spodem's career alive for years, but it didn't take long for him to throw it all away. In July 2021, Spodem allegedly aimed a pistol at a parking lot attendant at a hotel in Miami. According to the police, there was an argument over an $80 parking fee, and Spodem upped his strap at the dude and told him, "You know what it is." They issued a warrant for his arrest, and when the cops found him in another hotel, he was laying in bed with an AK-47 next to him. They booked Spodem on assault and gun charges, but that was nothing compared to what happened next. In September 2021, Spodem was in Miami recording new music at a famous studio called House of Hits. Spodem came up in the streets and should have known not to post his location while he was still there. But that night, he posted a pic of himself in the studio, and it almost got him killed. Spodem and his homie left the spot and hit the I-95, and that's when the shooter pulled up on him and started dumping shots. The whip got hit over 20 times, and Spodem took 5 bullets to the legs. When the news first broke, people were saying he got into a gunfight and died. But luckily, that wasn't how it went down, and Spodem was able to make a full recovery. Nobody was ever arrested for the shooting, but there was a few different reasons why someone would want to take Spodem out. A few months before he got hit up, rumors were flying that Spodem had snitched on his homie YNR Mookie. According to Young and Ace's homie Spin the Bands, it all started when Spodem dissed their dead homie Leaky in a song. So when somebody sent him paperwork saying that Spodem told on Mookie, Spin the Bands posted it immediately. Most of Spodem's fans just knew him off of Beatbox and the remixes, but what they didn't know was that Spodem is involved with one of the deadliest rap beefs in history. Over the last few years, Jacksonville has turned into an absolute war zone, and it's all over a beef between Young and Ace and his ATK crew and Julio Fulio's KTA gang. There's been a crazy amount of violence on both sides, but it all allegedly started with the homie Spodem allegedly snitched on. According to rumors, dudes from ATK and YNR were at the same block party a few years ago, and the crews got into a fight over something. The situation got so heated that shots started going off, and Young and Ace allegedly grazed YNR Mookie while Mookie's homie Slugga T upped his strap and shot back. After that night, Jacksonville was split into 2 sides, and it led to shootouts, murder, and some of the wildest diss tracks that have ever been dropped. But while dudes like Mookie and Slugga T were holding it down for their side, Spodem was allegedly working with the cops. According to the paperwork, Spodem was chilling at Mookie's place when the cops showed up. They got permission to search the place from Mookie's mom, and inside the crib, they found 2 guns and a bag of weed hidden inside the back of a toilet, plus a bag full of bullets and prescription pills that belonged to Spodem. The report said that Mookie didn't say anything to the cops, but Spodem told him everything. He said that when the cops rolled up, Mookie started tripping and went to his bedroom. He came out with something in his hands and a t-shirt covering it, and Spodem allegedly told the cops cops it was probably a gun. Spodem admitted that the pills and ammo were his, and he told them he stole the bullets from Dick's Sporting Goods to sell on the street. Spodem and Mookie both got booked, but were back on the streets in no time. But when the paperwork came out, it changed everything. Spodem said that the paperwork was fake, and Mookie's still rocking with him. But when it comes to snitching in the rap game, even false rumors can kill your career. Beatbox gave Spodem a massive boost, and it was about to get even bigger before the snitching rumors came out. Spodem had paid Lil Durk $100K to link up in the studio and shoot a video. But Bandman Kevo told Say Cheese,
Lil Durk, he gives back the 100,000, no song comes out.
Yeah, we don't play. Durk don't play.
And the song never came out because Durk's not rocking with anyone who has rumors like that on his name. The paperwork didn't just hurt his industry connections though. Spodem also started losing homies over the situation. After the news broke that Durk sent back the 100K, Fulio posted a headline about it and said that Durk didn't do anything wrong because Spodem told. Spodem clapped back and called Fulio an emotional ass nigga and said that Durk never sent the money back anyways. Falling out with his old homies was bad enough, but at the same time, Spodem was dealing with some new legal issues too. Back in June 2022, he was booked in Miami after the cops caught him speeding on a jet ski. He tried to do the race and swerved around a bunch of boats and people in the water, but the police snatched him up and booked him for running from a law enforcement officer by boat. He was already on bond for the case where he allegedly flashed his burner at the parking attendant in 2021, but Spodem still got released again. Spodem was going through legal issues and beefing with his old homies, and all the drama had a huge impact on his career. He only dropped a few tracks in 2022, and none of them even came close to hitting the numbers that Beatbox did. And the only solo track he released this year hasn't even reached 60K streams on Spotify. If he kept his head down and focused on making more hits, he probably could have built his momentum in the industry back up. But last week, news broke that he got arrested again. According to police reports, Spodem was driving a red Corvette in Miami when the cops tried to pull him over. Apparently, he didn't learn his lesson from the last time though, and Spodem tried to smash off again. He ended up crashing the whip and taking off on foot, but the cops found him hiding in the shed almost immediately. That wasn't even the worst part about it though. When the cops searched his whip, they found a Glock 23 with a switch on it, plus another loaded magazine. They booked Spodem for resisting a police officer, possession of a machine gun, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and burglary too. And this time,